We're here at Kauge Festival. Massimiliano just finished his set. And how was it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good vibes out there. It's proper warehouse space and really cute and sexy crowd. So had a good time.
This wasn't your first time in Estonia. You've been here quite a few times. Is it true?
That's true. And I've been to Tallinn a few times. As you know, I played at Hall a couple of times, and that was also always really special. And it feels like Tallinn is home somehow because, the whole Hall family is so special and so lovely, and it was really like love at first sight. So always happy to come back to Estonia, and this is the first time in Tartu, and yeah, so far so good.
So you came to Tallinn, you met the people here, and you felt that this is
Yes.
the people here are your people, but where in the world do you feel it as well? What cities are as special as Tallinn?
Well, obviously, my city where I live, Berlin. I've been based in Berlin for 24 years now, and so that is definitely my home, and I'm very connected to this city, and obviously I have lots of friends there. So, but then there is other places such as New York, for example. It's for me also another very special place. With my residency at Basement, it's another place that I call like home, and lots of amazing times and moments and lovely people. Always happy to go back. And then I can think of other places like Tbilisi as well. I really love my Georgian friends, family. I'm going back in a few weeks to Bassiani, and I hope the vibe is gonna be as good as I remember because I haven't been there in a while, and as we all know, things are a bit tense at the moment. So let's see.
But we love to be in the same category as Berlin, New York, and Tbilisi. Beautiful. Tallinn is there.
It's out there, yes.
But it's also your personality. You're so friendly and easy to connect with, so it's probably easy to go anywhere.
True, yes. I mean, this is one of the things that I am so thankful, for like with my job. Like, it's been now almost 20 years that I'm doing what I do, and obviously I've made friends with like so many people around the world, and so I can say I have family a bit everywhere, so, and I'm very, very, very grateful and thankful for this. It's one of the most beautiful things about my job, connecting with people.
But can you remember one specific moment where connection with someone led you to something new, big, extraordinary, something that comes to mind?
I mean, I think like, for example, when I went to play Basement for the first time in New York, it was extraordinary. There was a place where I really felt like so well connected with the crowd, and that led to another invite and another one, and then to the official residency, and yeah, that is for me very special. Yes.
In your career, have you had this? At what moment did you feel like, oh, I actually made it?
Yeah, I think definitely after my second album came out, that was very well acclaimed from the press and stuff, and that pushed me a lot. And then after that, I was more or less around the same time I became an official resident at Panorama Bar, Berghain, which of course was, a big achievement for me as a DJ. And then, yeah, just last year again with Basement in New York, that was also, again, really important for me. And so I would say those are the highlights.
But you also started a label. How did you end up having this idea come to fruition?
Mostly because some friends or some fans sent me music and asked for feedback. And then sometimes I would go like, oh wow, actually this is really good. And if I had my own label, I would put it out. And so that's how I started, playing around with this idea of, starting a label. And here we go. Almost 5 years.
Is it hard?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to run an indie label, especially, of course, if you want to do vinyl and from a sale point of view, you're not making any money. So, but obviously, if you're doing a label, it's not about the money. It's more because, you want to do it and create a community and share music and promote, feature new talents and help young producers to get out there.
So it's not a profitable business, it's just your way of giving back to the community.
A way for me to say how much I love music.
But how did you end up understanding how much you love music? Where did it all start from?
Oh, baby. That's like back in the day. I've always loved music. Music has always been a big part of my life. But it was only when I moved to Berlin that I started thinking about DJing and production. Until then, it was just like passion, like I love music, I listen to music, but never ever I thought I want to be a DJ or, because yeah, I used to be a dancer, and before that, I was going to high school and I was studying, but like music was just always my life, like I've always listened, and I always had like different phases from rap to indie rock and punk and grunge and then electronic and then, house, techno, and all over the place.
But if you would give, looking back to your journey, do you have anything to say to the young artists that are starting now? Any tips or tricks that you could say from your time of becoming this?
Oh, I mean, just like music is, I think, a very beautiful thing, and it's helps to express feelings that other things cannot do. So, for instance, you cannot say certain things with words, but with music, sometimes you can. And so this really deep connection to your heart, I think for me, it's, what made this relationship with music extra special. So even just because of that, I think it's a very beautiful experience, and then listen to as many things as possible with no prejudice. Be very open-minded about it, and yeah, just explore and experience.
Would you give us one of the backstories of your songs? What, like, you take inspiration and you put the emotion in. Do you want to give one of the backstories?
Oh, I mean, one of the most common stories is broken arts, the broken art clubs, or it really depends. Like sometimes is the mood or the vibe of a special day. Sometimes it's just more technical. I sit down in the studio and I just play around with my machines and until I find that specific sound which is, getting my attention, and then I just play around with it until, you know, I'm like hooked on it, and then I, start to build some stuff around this and I make a new track. Yeah. So sometimes it's more like feelings, emotions, a special mood, or sometimes it's more technical, playing around with machines and whatever comes out, I just record it. Or I watch a movie or I listen to other things and there is a specific sound that is inspiring me, and then I try to maybe reproduce that thing, So it always depends.
Have you learned it all by yourself, or have you taken some type of class?
I mean, when I started, I had zero knowledge. So then I first took some piano lessons for like 3 years, and I learned the basics of harmony. And then I had some mentors, some friends that showed me some stuff. But I would say I'm pretty much self-taught. Like, I spent a lot of time learning, and it takes a long time to really like understand, the process of making music, and it's a lot of discipline and devotion.
Discipline. So, do you have like a routine that you try to stick to, or what type of discipline to just finish projects?
Yeah, I do have lots of discipline. I used to be a dancer, so I get up early in the morning, go to the gym, and then go to the studio, and just, as I said before, I start playing around with my machines, and then definitely one of the secrets is to always try and finish every track that you start, because it's so easy to just play around with one drum machine and record some beats and then just leave it, but the key and is to actually start and finish a track. So, with the whole process of arrangement, production, mixing, and that is a lot of work. Yeah.
What is your favorite part of being a musician and living this type of life that you're living?
I mean, yeah, the fact that I can make music and listen to music every day and live from this, it's a dream, honestly. And I always wanted to be an artist anyway. And the fact that, music is how I am doing it. And it's amazing. And I'm, as I said, really thankful that this is all happening.
Do you go out yourself and party, or do you just do gigs? Because you have so many gigs. Do you have time for that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the game for a long time. And of course, I've been partying a lot, but I would say lately not as much because, as you said, I'm touring a lot, and so this doesn't leave much time to partying. But of course, from time to time, if I'm having a good time and if it's a good party, I might stick around and have some fun. Yes.
So, what would you say to people who have never been to Estonia? Why is it special and why should they come and visit our scene?
I think it's up and coming, and there is lots of beautiful, kind people, and so I think it's definitely a place to check out and yeah, and explore, and it's always very interesting when you go to a city that is not as popular as Berlin, London, the big European capitals or whatever, and then still see or feel that there is a vibe, and people are cute and sexy, and and it's nice to be around them.
Yes, thank you, Massi.